You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith. Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AfterBuzz TV's Shahs of Sunset After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's Shahs of Sunset After Show.
Hey everybody, Bing is for doing, and we are here doing another AfterBuzz TV After Show for the Shahs of Sunset. This is Season 2, Episode 4. You shouldn't have worn that.
Yeah. Is that Lily impression again?
No, well, MJ said it, but I just felt like it was like a really LA sort of valley. You shouldn't have worn that. I'm your host, Anna Koppel, here with me.
Hi, I'm Kaissi. Welcome.
Hello, everybody. I'm Yerman.
So if you've been here with us this evening, you know that we're back. We're back from like an hour ago, and we're happy to be here all night AfterBuzz. So really quickly, just the
that was the sound of Anna getting serious by moving her papers closer to her.
Guys, serious business.
Organize.
Yes,
Organize.
Get down to it, Anna. Break it down. Take a breath. Are you okay?
I'm fantastic. I'm sorry. This is why we shouldn't have our phones. I like to keep my phone in front of me in case I need to look something up really quickly on IMDb or whatever, but I just received the most ridiculous text message and it really threw me off. So anyway, just to let everybody know why I can't compose myself. So we met Lily's sister, Yasemin, who I guess has been here for a couple of months and is living in between Lily's and their cousin who lives in Orange County. And I guess she's the older sister, but is mistaken for the younger sister.
Actually, they're mistaken for twins a lot, too.
Which
is weird because they don't look anything alike, but that's cool. Whatever.
Yeah.
So they call Lily the Persian Barbie. So Yasemin would be considered then, who was Barbie's best friend?
No, she would be the Persian Skipper, because that was...
Skipper, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Persian Skipper.
She was the... Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, my God. Wow.
They both were a lot of makeup.
Yeah, use your words, Dylan.
I'll get into it a little bit later. I think what I want to say is I feel like this episode, Lily really disappointed me. I felt like her true colors came out a little bit more. And I used to be on her bandwagon, and now I'm just kind of, I've got like one foot off the wagon.
Yeah, well, we'll definitely step into that, into the wagon in a moment. But I just really want to get like a couple of things out of the way. Mike went over to Gigi's, and I
accomplished nothing.
Yeah, I'm really like afraid for Gigi.
It was a worrisome scene. It was really, 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 like, Gigi changed her story that she was telling. She changed it 3 times. At
least, easily. Go ahead.
She was completely incoherent when it came to like telling the story. And I remember, and it was almost like she was getting ready for like an Emmy, because the way that she was telling the story, when she's like, she took my hand and she threw it down like it was garbage. And she was just over dramatized everything that she was saying. And then Mike was like, well, wait a minute. And he was really logical. And he was like, well, you said that Asa hit you? And she's like, no, I never said that. But she did about 10 seconds earlier.
Yeah. Right, she said,
and then both you said, wait, no,
Yeah, she said and then she hit me twice, and he was like, wait, Asa, I never said that. I said I hit her. I hit her. Okay, so you hit Asa. Who said I hit Asa? Who said that? It was like crazy making.
It was like watching a train wreck.
And it didn't seem like editing, because it would be the same shot. And I mean, she was drunk, and I've had these conversations with people before where it's like, oh, you're wasted. Okay. And typically, it seemed like it was pretty early in the day, too.
Yeah.
They were meeting for like a lunch or like a snack.
I thought they were meeting for a workout because Mike brought all this stuff over. But so typically people will be in a blackout. And remember last season we saw there's a book, there's Alcoholics Anonymous was in her bookshelf.
I think that you mentioned that during predictions, actually, because you said that that was some type of like foreshadowing or something with the Alcoholics Anonymous book. So this has been an issue of hers in the past. We talked about it a lot on season 1, about how when she just doesn't really seem to have any control of her drinking. The whiskey makes you frisky, like all of this. I mean, it just seems to be getting out of hand, and they're just revealing it more and more.
Right. And, you know, alcoholism it's a real disease, and, you know, and it's a real, like, people relapse, and it's sad. And, you know, and a lot of people who don't understand the disease will be like, you know, like Mike was saying, people don't want to hang out with you, you know, like, yeah, you know, alcoholics, like, get that, you know, and
it's funny that you said that, because it was in that particular moment that I saw an actual human part of Gigi when Mike said people don't want to hang out with you, and he handled it really, really well. He really handled her with kid gloves, and he was like, people are just not going to want to hang out. I felt like at that moment when she left the room and went into the bathroom to go cry, it was the first human moment that I've seen in Gigi in a really long time.
Yeah. Anyway, I just, you know, my heart goes out to her. And
well, and the thing that was even more interesting is that she was not in the episode after that.
That's true.
That was her one scene in the episode.
That's true.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I get that alcoholism is a disease if we're actually going ahead and saying that she has it, or, you know, I don't. Whatever the case is, I myself am personally having a hard time getting behind her. Like, I understand that it's a disease and there are people who suffer from it, but she also isn't coming from. I don't really see her past life as being something that could have had a lot of problems. She's reasonably good looking. She's comes from money. Has pretty much her life handed to her. So I get that she, like, if anything, she has too much time on her hands to go out and be drinking in the middle of the day. Maybe if she had a job, maybe she actually did her job. I don't know. That might sound cruel and unforgiving, but I don't really.
Well, people don't have to have a bad past to be an alcoholic.
No, but she also has more time than I would think she should in order to be able to go out and do stuff that involves drinking.
Well, I do think that at least if she does have, like, if she used to be an alcoholic, or just like, everybody on the show drinks a lot. There's a lot of drinking on the show. That's a very, very common thing with reality shows. Like, why are we pinpointing Gigi and being like, well, it's too much for her? It's because of her behavior. It's because that she's irrational and she does stupid things, and the alcohol probably, you know, is to blame for that. Now, being on season 1 and seeing how she was portrayed on season 1, I could see somebody that is an alcoholic completely having that trigger them to go over the edge. And I could see her going in a deep place. Going back to my prediction, is like, I do think that she's going to need to spend some time away from the show if it continues down this path.
I'll keep the drunks away.
Thank you, Phil.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was, you know, it was crazy. It was depressing. It was really sad.
It made me sad. It made me sad for her.
But it was nice to know that it doesn't, without Gigi, you can still have a huge catastrophe happen at a party, which we saw at the end.
And we will talk about that. Reza and Mike also went to lunch. They rehashed everything. Mike seemed really uncomfortable with the fight that MJ and Reza had, which made me happy, which made me like Mike more, that he didn't want to just, like, sit there and talk about it and pick it apart. And
do you think that he didn't like it because he doesn't like conflict? Because he was expecting her not to be there.
Right, that's what he said. He was like, I wouldn't have come. I thought she wasn't going to be there. I came because.
Yeah.
And Reza was like, well, she's never there. And so, but I appreciated that about Mike, that, you know, that he didn't want to be in the middle of it.
Well, essentially, he would be taking his friend's position.
Right.
So, I mean, to handle that,
that's smarmy, huh?
Yeah.
It's actually, dare I say it, for me personally, it's a little bit uncomfortable. It's almost like something must be going wrong because Mike is making too much sense and he's acting too
good, right?
Too good. In all the situations I find the most to relate to with him. And that disturbs me because either I feel like it's a reality show, so it must either be fake or something's going to happen. It's sad that I have a hard time believing that there is the sensible one, and then thinking, well, okay, they're obviously not going to go anywhere because they're the sensible one. They're probably not going to be a popular character. They'll probably be asked to leave. It's just sad. So most of them, I'm like, oh my God, Mike, will you please start something? Because this is not looking good for you. Come on, honestly, stop being the guy who makes all this. Stop handling Gigi well. Stop being the guy who's like respectful of everybody's relationship. Don't handle your parents effectively. Do something.
You so
say the wrong
last
things.
Season too.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying, like, after last season being boring, now I'm like, wait a second. Now you're just being normal. I don't understand what's going on.
That's some imagination you've got.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I work on it.
It's like, I mean, it's like, could Thick and Rich on Top be the voice of reason? You're waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Right.
So should we all aspire to be thick and rich on top?
Yeah.
That's it, ladies and gentlemen.
By George, I think you've got it.
By George. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there you have it.
Let us know what you think. Visit us on iTunes, rate and comment. 5 stars, even if you don't like us. Be like, 5 stars, you suck, yay.
I would love to see that. That would be so awesome.
Yeah, can you rate 5 stars and then please say 5 stars, you suck, yay. We would love to see that.
Yeah, if somebody could just take the bullet and just be the person that does that, just rate it 5 stars and say, you guys suck, yay.
Just let us know you're listening.
Yeah.
It shows you're paying attention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So MJ, obviously being uncomfortable from this fight that just happened, went and cleaned out her office. And then built an office at home.
I don't know. Yeah. Do I go ahead take this one?
You're playing it fast and loose with the word build.
Fast and loose, she says.
Yeah.
She drank a little bit of wine and fumbled with some tools for a moment.
A lot of it. Yeah.
Used a screwdriver as a hammer once or twice.
I think
You know, fair.
I think Phil, our producer, couldn't have said it better when he's like, they couldn't make it any easier. They couldn't possibly.
IKEA does make the building of of most furniture the easiest.
She got frustrated and vacuumed up like all of the bolts.
Like the little pegs and bolts that she detectively needs.
Yeah.
I just don't understand why she didn't pay somebody to assemble the desk.
Or buy an assembled desk and have it delivered.
It's like, did the producers think, it might be a funny scene if we saw you assembling the desk? She's like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Like,
Drink
no.
a bottle of wine first.
Yeah, okay. It'll be funny.
Here's something that occurred to me, and I'm kind of mad at myself for it not occurring sooner, but didn't she mention before that just because she's not been showing up at the office doesn't mean she hasn't been getting work done?
That's correct.
But yet she also said in this episode, she's like, one of the things that doesn't allow me to do work at home is the fact that I don't have a desk.
She said the only thing that I don't have to work from home is a desk.
Okay, but she does imply there that she has worked from home?
Well,
So she just took it upon herself to try to get a desk just now?
I think, like we talked about in the last hour, was that, you know, a lot of the work that goes on doesn't really involve a desk. It involves, you know, calling clients, meeting clients, seeking, you know, new listings, going out to see houses, and then going to a desk to do paperwork. So maybe she just went to the desk to do that, made all of her calls and stuff from home. So now she needs the desk for the paperwork. I don't know. I mean, we're filling in the blanks
honestly,
here.
you're fighting so hard for real estate agents everywhere, Anna, that first of all, on their behalf, I'd like to thank you, but I feel like you're just, first of all, they get work done. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I keep trying to find a way to like question MJ's job performance, but every time you're like, look, she's a real estate agent. She doesn't need a desk. She didn't say she needed a desk. Real estate agents get work done. I was a real estate agent, and so I have spoken. Ladies and gentlemen, do not ask Anna about real estate agentism.
Anna.
I got more work done in traffic.
I got more work done.
I did.
That can't possibly be dangerous sounding at all. That's fine. Sure. Welcome to LA, where people do real estate work in traffic.
Was that the more you know soundbite again?
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's just, anyway. Okay, that's some other soundbite was coming.
I don't know what that is, yeah.
So it is illegal to text and drive, but maybe not to be on your laptop while you're driving?
Well, listen.
Not when you have a heads-up display that's keyed into your windshield.
This was a lot of years ago.
Yeah, this was a lot of... listening! Phil, gems!
Yes.
Bringing out the gems, Phil is. Awesome. Okay, but yes. Okay, so she had a desk snafu. She couldn't build it. She should have gotten her dogs to build it. They probably would have been more successful at it. And we go on.
And technically, Mike has not gotten the job yet at Keller Williams as of this moment. So
No.
as of that moment, he said, and then he does get it.
Well, what?
Wait, what?
Can I?
I am.
Hold on. Didn't he say he was offered? But you had said in the other episode that he was not with them currently. So he may have.
when he went to lunch with Reza, he said, technically, I haven't gotten the job yet.
No, but when he had dinner with his parents, he said he got the offer.
He was welcomed on board at Keller
Yeah,
Williams.
welcomed
You're
on
right,
board.
you're right, you're right. Oh, yeah, because he had that whole fight with his mom.
Yeah, but he may
Sorry.
not be. He may have obviously left since.
Yes, but yeah, and
Probably.
we're talking. This was shot like what, 6 months ago, or so. I mean, now he's no longer with.
Boring.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for Anna to be like, you know what? Boring.
Who cares? Anyway, make your point so we can move on.
No, I
Seriously.
forgot what it was. Frankly.
Great. So
But his mother just completely crapped all over his idea.
Yeah.
that's true. And yeah, she did not like that. She said that he doesn't have the patience to be a residential real estate agent.
Do we know if her mother happens to be a real estate agent of some sort? Because it seemed like everybody at that table was waxing
Knew.
philosophic about what it means to be a residential real estate agent. You got two dentists and a mom and a dad. I don't know what they do, but she felt like she almost, like Anna, seemed like she was insulted in the name of all real estate agents,
Yeah.
like herself and all those who have come before, and was like, you do not have the patience or the understanding. You are talking about women, and meanwhile the brother's like, oh, Mike knows women, and Mike's like high-fiving it. Yeah, like, dude, you're at dinner with your parents. Stop talking about your hoes.
But I feel like Middle Eastern parents are like that though, regardless of whether or not they know about a topic.
Trust me, they know about everything.
My father will always be like, you need to get marketing. This is where you're good. This
Yeah.
is good. You'll be very, very good. And I'm like, he knows he's a mechanical engineer. He doesn't know.
Yeah.
He has no idea.
Yeah.
But to talk to him, he would think that he would know everything. So I feel like parents feel like they know their children enough to know what they can and cannot handle. However, I feel like Mike is taking this as a challenge because he's going to prove his mother wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I feel like my parents just don't think I can do anything. Like anytime I'm like, oh, I think I'm gonna do this, they're like, no, you're not.
It doesn't matter what it is.
No. Sorry, and they're usually right. So, so Reza, who's having his gay life crisis,
Oh my goodness.
went to Rasputin, which Yerman seemed to know about.
I'm not allowed to confirm or deny any such allegations that I may know this. Look, it's
No,
just.
Yerman has the most beautiful wife in
I
the
just know about
universe.
clubs. Whatever. It's just one of those clubs. It's a club in Los Angeles. I believe it's on Santa Monica Boulevard, though somebody could probably correct me on this. I don't know.
Open till 2.
But it is. I mean, it is a beautiful space. Actually, it's like you can't tell from.
Something's wrong with you.
Thank you, Phil. Thank you, Phil. And moving on. So they're at the club.
I'm crying.
Good. At least somebody's having fun tonight.
At least your lips are glossy enough.
Yeah, it's the glossy lips. So they go to Rasputin, and then he does that thing where he just makes me grossed out because he keeps smelling everybody's pants.
Okay,
Like,
it started back at his apartment, and Jefferson, his friend Jefferson, said, I'm going to be on hot gin stinky pit patrol.
So what is his friend Jefferson is his white Southern brother from another mother.
yeah.
Totally.
He has a lot of different brothers from another mother. He just labels like one Southern, one this,
Yes.
one that. So this happens to be the Southern brother from another mother.
So this was Stinky Gin Pit Patrol?
Yeah.
Say that 3 times fast.
No.
hot gin,
Hot
stinky
gin
pit.
stinky pit patrol.
What'd you just say? Stinky gin, hot pit
It's
patrol?
all the same at some
Sure,
point
why
in the
not?
evening.
It's
Okay.
It's ridiculous no matter how you jumble the words together.
Okay, so the grosser than smelling strangers' armpits all night
Yeah. Are you gonna?
was Reza's kissing.
Thank you.
He
Good.
was like grabbing these little boys' faces and keeping his eyes wide open.
It was
Yeah.
like straight out of Interview with the Vampire or
Right.
something.
It was so creepy.
It was
and
internal affairs mixed with interview mixed with
Very dominating.
yeah.
And I never saw him as like, because he keeps talking about, oh, I'm getting older. I'm like this older gay man. I need to I need to figure it out. I need to commit,
No.
whatever. I never saw him like, what are you talking about? You're fine. I never saw him as a creeper until he was at the club and he's like going after 21-year-old boys.
Like, aren't they called like twinks or something?
yeah.
Yep, twinks.
And
Wait, I know where Rasputin is, and that makes me the bad guy. But you even know what a twink? I don't even know what a twink is.
we learned it on the show.
We did?
And we
Damn
live
it.
we live in LA.
Oh, okay.
And these boys are clearly uncomfortable, like trying to get away. And
Well, he admitted though that he knows exactly what needs to happen, but he just does not want to do it.
So But he explained as well why he sniffs these armpits, which I don't want us to just
God, I'm
gloss
so
over
glad-
this like
I'm
it's
so
okay.
glad I completely have no recall of that. Please don't go over it. Are you going to go over it?
I'm going to
Okay.
go over it.
I'll just-
Because he smells, because as soon as I saw him doing it, I was thinking about how dogs smell each other's butts when they just get to know each other. And it is quite the same. He is actually smelling their pheromones. And that's what, like, just the scent, I guess he's a very sensual, like a senseful sense.
Wow.
He's about the senses.
You're explaining like crazy stuff to me.
Thank you. Thank you, Phil. God, these are gems.
Really
Ladies and gentlemen, gems these are.
They really are.
But yeah, and then he's tried to explain, like, sometimes I smell these people and it makes me, and he did like this weird doggy motion thing. And
Yeah.
I was like, dude, you.
I think that was the international sign for horny.
I don't know what that is, but you can't make yourself out to be this person who, you know, grooms himself and likes them, you know, and keeps themselves very polished, and then basically to make it sound like as soon as you smell an armpit, you turn into a little weird mustachy puppy dog.
I am so glad that you brought up the words groom and mustache, because I feel like his mustache is so like out of order this season. Like I knew him with like this perfect mustache last season, and now it just seems like not trimmed properly.
There's a
and-
little bit of an offness to it.
Yeah.
I do concur.
Is he not combing it? What's going on?
I don't know.
Well, maybe like the level of his gay life crisis really just reflects on how his mustache looks. So like when you see it and it's just like completely, it's bad. He's going through a real big crisis.
Something needs to change with that mustache.
Oh, well, I mean, I happen to like it, but yes, it's a little bit. I feel like it's a little unkept.
Yeah, but that club, I mean, it was definitely, I don't know. I guess it's definitely disturbing to see someone like that, like, just go out and, I don't know. He definitely made it seem uncomfortable, those kids uncomfortable, and that was uncomfortable to watch.
Yeah.
Making it sound like, you know, if there was somebody that he met and they were totally getting along, great, but he seemed somewhat dominating, that you two said before, that the way that he gripped their faces was awkward, not closing his eyes. All these things are clearly signs for me of someone who's not even comfortable doing that. It's almost like he's being some other part of himself or something else altogether.
Do you think he's totally straight for MJ?
I don't know. Where was if Jefferson was on patrol? Where was Jefferson that entire time at the club?
Who knows?
He's like, they walk in together. He's like, okay, peace, and he's out.
Jefferson. It's a southern. I don't know. I just every time.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh
So
my.
that was that.
Did
That
he
was
end
the
up
Rasputin.
taking anybody home?
We didn't even see.
Yeah,
They
we
just
didn't.
basically, they just had that one boy that he was with,
And then they cut to
and then they cut.
Asa, and we reported that Asa was dating Jermaine Jackson. It was actually Jermaine Jackson Jr.
Mm-hmm.
So did you want to sing another song, or?
I'm unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, totally and completely unfamiliar with Jermaine Jackson Jr.'s
He has-
compendium of work.
The smoothest voice.
He sounds like either like Barry White or like you were saying Chef from South Park.
I
right?
didn't say that.
I said it. It's okay. Don't worry. Don't
Oh,
worry.
it's fine.
It's not about credit. It's just about accuracy.
Yeah.
But he does. He was awfully. He's like, yeah, baby. Yeah, you do that.
Any like
Yeah.
he could say anything and it would just sound
Think
good.
about like he's even trying to say like Persian words, trying to ask if like she made him a certain dish. It's like, is this gourmet sabzi? Oh man, that's the stuff. Yeah. And I was
Wash
like,
up, dirty bird.
yeah. I was like, oh my god, he even makes Farsi sound sexy. What? Oh, that came out bad. What I mean is, Farsi is a perfectly beautiful language. I'm just saying he makes it sound like there's some love in that gourmet sabzi.
Yeah, he was talking about rice and lentils.
Yeah, it's like that.
And I was like,
it's like
oh.
I need to have me some of that.
Yeah.
Anna's like, I'm hungry.
Yeah.
I'm
Apparently,
always
she
hungry.
cooks for him every day.
Four
Course meals, vegan meals.
That's
And
they've been going out for 2 years now, right? 4-course vegan meals for 365 times 2 days. Really?
I'm sure there's some exaggeration in there.
Yeah, somewhere.
Somewhere in there.
There's no way. No
Somewhere
way.
in there. Because
Wait, she
she's-
cooks for him or he cooks for her?
She
Cooks for him.
4-course meals, vegan.
Okay.
4-course meals, Phil. Is that possible? Are we really buying that? I don't think so.
Well,
Not if he's in the studio all day.
Where does she find the time when she's trying to market her diamond water?
this is probably why she doesn't have a job, because she's too busy cooking 4-course vegan
Well-
meals and dishes. You know, it's like.
And then speaking of money, didn't we also find out now
Right.
about
The Michael Costello New York Fashion
Yes.
Week fell through. So that's
she's a-
$15,000 that she was counting on.
Well, we're assuming that that's what she was going to get, right? Because
Well,
that's what
she
she'd
said.
asked for.
She said to Reza, she said that's $15,000 I was counting on.
I'm sorry, I missed that part. Excellent.
Which was kind of an awkward, I guess we can just jump right into Ted On, which is MJ's cousin, had a party, and that's where Asa mentioned that to Reza, that this was, and it kind of felt like, I'm like, oh, is she asking him for money?
Right.
was like
It had that ellipses at the end, where she's like, I don't know, I'm really super stressed out. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Right, and he was
then
like, you'll figure it out.
Yeah. And then Reza did that thing where it's like, better be not asking me for money because I'm not about that. You'll figure it out.
Yeah, there's a way. I hate that. I hate that kind of thing. Like, do you need a favor? Just ask. Just ask directly. Like, can I borrow some money? You know, I mean, and the answer is yes or no. But don't do that. Like, oh, I really don't know what I'm gonna do.
So here's a question: sell your car, Asa.
Yeah, that is a really.
That's not
nice
really
car.
a question.
No, but it's not. I'm just saying, sell your. I don't understand where these. I don't. Something is definitely not being depicted accurately, and being edited out, because there's no way. Even I don't know, viewers. If you can. I mean, I'm a guy, so when I see like interiors of cars or headlights, my default settings would be like, I wonder what car is that, or try to peg the car. It's just something I do. But I saw the interior of the car. It looked to me like they were driving when Asa was driving in the car with her mother. That was a high-end sport utility vehicle, dare I say, like a Range Rover, which brings the question, there's no way that woman is sustaining that family on $30,000 a year. This Asa apparently needed that 15 grand, yet she's driving a, I don't remember the retail price on that Mercedes, but it is very high, much more than 15 grand. So I'm not understanding. She has a house that she can rent out the back house to, the guest house. I don't understand how these numbers are adding up, and it's really, frankly speaking, it turns me off because I feel like I'm just being lied to.
Well, you're looking for, and so much of, especially the reality show, but it's so much about status, especially where they're living in Los Angeles. It's like, you know, if she sold her car and got a Vespa, you know, and she's like, I want to help the environment, her status would be gone. So I think that what she's trying to do is she's living above her means, but she's trying to reach up to that space.
The gypsy princess status?
Or this is just a completely fabricated storyline that they're doing just for the sake of reality TV. Like, it could be one of two things.
There are other.
Or maybe the car was a gift.
I was going to say that, but
we're right here.
It's like one mind. Things like that do happen.
Oh,
Things
sure.
are
I guess
gifted,
I'm having a hard time following the numbers. That's all.
I hear you.
Yerman is a numbers guy.
I don't know.
Just like Mike. Mike's a numbers guy.
Yeah.
Mike is a numbers guy.
You two should take over Beverly Hills.
I got to get a little more thick and rich on top before I can hang out with Mike. I need to beef up a little bit.
I bet
you can't put a price on good pussy.
That was such a poignant comment until that very last word. And I'm like, wait a minute.
I was just about to say you two could go to Rasputin together.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys would clean up there.
Thanks, I think.
So Ted On had this party.
Ted On is he's half African American and half.
He's half black. You can say black.
Yeah, you can say.
and
not all black people come from Africa.
We don't know that he's African American. Actually, we just know that he's black.
I just find that interesting because Asa was talking about earlier when she introduced that Jermaine Jackson Jr. and she said it's very, very controversial that they date, you know, black people, and that it's just, she's like, it was frowned upon. She's like, but I love this person. So then I find it interesting that MJ is now related to somebody that is also half black
and half Persian.
Yep. So
no,
I mean,
MJ's not related to Tehran. She said
they're cousins. Oh, no, they're
cousins.
They're not, but
they're the kind of cousins. But she is right about that. In the Middle Eastern culture, actually, in a lot of different old cultures, you refer to close friends of the family as cousins or uncles or aunts and so on, just as a term of respect and endearment.
I should also point out that it's not just the Persian culture that frowns upon interracial relationships. It's, you know, I think that's still an issue.
All over. Unfortunately, yeah. But for sure. That guy, that poor Tehran guy.
I know.
His quote at the end was so poignant. I thought it was so well said.
You want me to tell you what it is now?
Yes, sure. Go ahead.
After everything happens, after the whole, you know, and we'll get into it in just a minute, everything happens, right before the episode ends, he's just like, one event. This is why I refused to move to LA. This is why. One event.
Yeah.
And you got to feel for that. You absolutely got to feel for that.
Yeah.
It's like, I hear you, man.
Yeah.
But this party saw...
There's a Sammy sighting.
Yeah, so it saw the return of Sammy, which I thought was interesting that no allusion to him not being part of the regular cast was made. No, nothing was touched on. It was just that they just said Sammy underneath his name, like he was just another like recurring cast member that just showed up for this roster. Everybody's like, wait, is that Sammy? Hold on, what? No, and then nothing.
But we know Sammy, so.
Well, didn't he send some tweets that there were like no hard feelings about why he was gone and that he would be on some episodes? Do you think that he was like contractually obligated to show up in further episodes and they decided not to?
I don't know.
I just find
I don't really miss him, but
I never missed him.
I am surprised that he was sticking up for MJ so much.
Well, sure, because it made him look good. Just the same way that he, wants to help out MJ, but then when it comes down to it, he doesn't, like, he wants to buy her something nice, and he says that he spends $20,000 when he actually spent
so
$2,000.
Awesome. That was so great.
He wants to appear to be the, but he had some really, really good points too. And he told Reza, and he's like, look, you guys have known each other 25 years.
Yeah, he said your best friend of 25 years just left, and Reza said, who cares?
And then he said, you should, right?
Yeah, he said you should.
Yeah.
Yeah, Reza made a really, really crappy toast.
I don't even know if you can call that a toast. I don't understand what that was meant to do. What was that meant to accomplish? It wasn't a toast.
Well, he just wanted to smack her in the face. That's what he's like. I wanted to, do a shout out to Lily, and then pretty much it's just like, all right, I want to name you from my top favorite to least favorite.
Yeah,
you guys
ranking everybody in the room. Yeah, I mean, it's like making out with a boy in front of the guy who just broke up with you or something. It's like it's so lame.
Excuse me, I want to make an announcement.
Yeah.
That's not an announcement.
Yeah, no, yeah.
He might as well have named everybody else. It's like, I just want to name all my best homies and just name everybody else and then not the MJ, instead of like my 3 besties.
He named Omid, who he met like a week ago.
Oh, Omid? No, like he hated Omid.
He hated Omid, yeah.
But he seems a lot nicer now. I liked him this episode.
I liked him from, he was just drunk before. He wasn't a bad guy.
You know what really upset me about Lily? There was a time, and now this is right, and I think that we're kind of unfolding this backwards, but that's okay. There was a time, it was Sammy and Reza talking, and then Sammy, I believe, says something to Reza about her apologizing or maybe apologizing to Lily, and then Lily stands up, and this is when I say I'm starting to see her true colors. She goes, MJ would never apologize to me.
And she's like arguing with Sammy. You don't know Sammy. You just moved here.
Well, and MJ would never apologize to me. How do you know? You don't know each other, and that's what I know, that they don't know each other. And MJ has been a little bit mean and bitter to her, but to assume that she would never apologize, or that they could never get past this, or that now all of a sudden you're the authority on MJ's behavior.
I want to back it up even further. When they were sitting, Lily went to visit Reza in his office, and she said, "I'll buy her diet pills and you get her therapy."
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And after all of this, so Reza also said, to jump back to the party, Reza also said, Sammy needs to keep his chunky butt out of it.
Yeah.
Right? Then Lily talks about the diet pills. At the beginning of the episode, if we jump all the way back to the beginning of the episode, Reza was so upset with MJ for calling him fat.
Yeah.
And that seemed to kind of be like the entire reason that he was actually upset with MJ. And also, after all of that, why would he... just because out of bitterness? And why would he call Sammy fat if it's something that he hates to be referred to as? I just think it's just so hypocritical, guys.
Right?
There was all kinds of problems there, all kinds of problems. I don't know what MJ was trying to accomplish. She seems to have these weird moments in time when she decides just to let go of all frivolities and small talk and just jump right into some passive-aggressive statement that probably shouldn't be made. The first thing out of her, literally, she walks in an hour late again or something and says, you shouldn't have worn that, hence the...
You shouldn't have worn that dress.
Yeah, you shouldn't have worn that dress, hence the title. And then Lily says, I don't know, you shouldn't have worn that. Then it becomes a you shouldn't have worn that battle. I don't know what the deal with Lily... even Lily, first of all, she, for some reason now, assumes that Omid was talking specifically to her when Omid made his statements.
That's
now,
right, yeah.
Lily is so egocentric that apparently whenever something is happening, she feels like she needs to step up to the plate in the name of all those people who are fabulous. And now apparently the Omid statement, which was made in reference to all the other girls besides Gigi at that dinner that night, is now apparently specifically was made at Lily. According to Lily, when Lily was talking to her sister about it, Omid told me he was going to slap me. I don't know what that's all about, but so she has these weird ways of assuming she has a place to speak. I mean, she should basically just shut up and let it unfold as the person who knows the least.
Well, it is interesting that when you can tell when Lily is talking to her sister and when her sister mentions MJ, that Lily and her sister have had conversations about MJ. She's like, oh, she's going to be there. So you can tell that when it's specifically Lily telling the story from Lily's point of view to somebody that was not there, the story does get very, very skewed.
Yeah. Here's something else that I really didn't like about Lily in this episode. I understand that women fight, and, you know, we certainly have had a fair amount of trash talking between the girls on the show, but it's, you know, because of fights that they had, it's, you know, personal attacks. Like, that's not a great thing, but it's, you know, it happens with girlfriends. I really can't tolerate women attacking another woman for her body type. I just think, you know, we have it rough enough as it is in society. I think MJ, like, good for her for putting on a dress like that. I think that's awesome, instead of trying to, like, hide her body and, you know, like, living in LA and not being like a size 0 or 2. And for Lily to attack her on national TV, I think is so gross. To say, like, I'll buy her diet pills, I hate that. I hate it.
But then why? But what's then? Where does MJ? I mean, I get what you're saying for sure, but then what's MJ's deal of saying you shouldn't have worn that dress? That's because that's also kind of. I mean, well, I don't know. I don't know what Lily did to get her body type. Maybe it is natural. Maybe she works hard at it. I don't know. But why shouldn't she have worn? I get that all those dresses to me were over the top. But why?
You know what's interesting? I'm actually listening to both of you talk because I understand where Anna's coming from, because I am a woman. There's such a stigma with women, especially girls at a young age, about their body type.
Especially in this city.
But what's ironic about it is that I think that all of MJ's kind of like digs at Lily, the reason that she doesn't like her is because of her own insecurity about her body type. And Lily is, you know, she is a size 0 and she does look nice. I think that this all sprouts from MJ perhaps being jealous about it. So should Lily attack her on national television? Absolutely not. I think it's very, very tacky and stupid because they're intentional low blows.
Right.
You know, so easy.
I think MJ is actually, I mean, yeah, sure, I think that's part of it, but I think she's also just jealous of the relationship that Lily has with Reza right now. And I think she feels like she's driven a wedge between MJ and Reza. Mm-hmm. So, and back to the dress comment, she said something like, you should have worn that dress or something. She's like, it's a fabulous dress, or I don't know. Like, oh,
as in she should have picked the dress that her sister was wearing, not the one that she was actually wearing.
Right.
I see what you're saying. I mean, it's still a little weird, but yeah, I mean, the underlying is the same, but the message is a little bit different. I get that.
It was still like passive aggressive.
It was still definitely passive aggressive, but I get that it's not a direct attack like you shouldn't have worn what you're wearing. I get it. Mm-hmm.
Have you noticed that a lot of MJ's attacks towards Lily are a lot like MJ's mother's attacks on her? Have you noticed that at all? It's like her mother, she can walk into a room and her mother will just say like, oh, you shouldn't have done this. And her mother probably doesn't even mean it in a mean way. It's just matter of fact and rude. MJ takes it to heart. But I think that she's learned a lot of those characteristics, those really like digging comments, because they're not necessarily negative. They're just like, what's the word I'm looking for? Indifferent. They're just like, you shouldn't have done that. You shouldn't have worn that. Like, it's just, you know, it just is. It's just, I find that very, very interesting. I noticed a lot of those characteristics.
Yeah, you can follow Dua Kaissi at duafreud.com. She's very accessible, yeah, and you know she does this psychology thing. is fantastic, really.
Yeah. Is it? All right. Well, do we have anything more to say about this party or these people?
No, but once again, an episode with something happening at the end. Bless their hearts. They love them some thematic schemes.
Yeah.
Well, you have to have it. You have to have a climax at the end of every.
That's what she said.
That's
all right, news and gossip.
AfterBuzz TV News.
You want to start us off?
Well, I will say, since we're kind of on the Lily topic, I will say, I'm not sure if you guys watched a few episodes before when Lily made that AIDS comment. There was that bikini that was put on her desk, and she said, well, let me see if I can find this. She said, don't put that on there. There could be AIDS on there. Well, Lily has made a public apology. And
Because it had,
because it might have,
it had crotch.
There might be
crotch juice,
there
yeah.
might, yeah, but there might be AIDS on there. Lily shrieked, "Don't put that on my computer. There might be AIDS on there." She mentioned that the joke was inappropriate and it didn't add anything to the story, and she did apologize about the tacky AIDS joke. So
good.
You know, honestly, just for the record, just because people apologize for their actions doesn't always mean you probably shouldn't have said it in the first place. We're not in the Catholic Church anymore.
great. Well, at least their publicists
I'm just saying.
knew to tell them to apologize.
Yeah.
If she has a law degree, she should have known better. Period.
Yep.
Right.
Done.
That's what happens when cameras roll.
Yerman?
That's it. That's
Music
what you
gossip?
got. Really? Okay. I got a bunch of different little interesting stuff. A little blog, blogzaptoit.com by Kate O'Hare. She had an interview with Gigi, and Gigi said Gigi talking about how Americanized she is, but she did say, you know, she was asked how has being on Shahs of Sunset changed you. She says, it's made me a lot more humble. I'm not much of a huge people person, and I've noticed now I'm much more nice to people. I take my time out to smile. It's made me more humble. And there you have it. So that's I don't know. I'm just saying. And then there's an interview with Reza by Lionel Masaki on AfterElton.com. How's your relationship with your father been? He says, you definitely will see more of my dad in season 2. In our relationship, honestly, it's so strange. We're talking about a reality show, and reality shows aren't known for bringing families together and resolving deep-seated family issues. But for me, if I could say the second most amazing thing to come out of it has been a transformation in my relationship with my father. So that's interesting that Dad will be coming back, and that they do continue to have a relationship that's improving.
That's
Great.
Good. That is very good.
And then last but not least, awesome little, apparently HollywoodLife.com had an interview with Miss Lily about the story that we were divulged a couple of episodes back. And apparently when she was asked about the story of Reza and MJ having had sex not once but twice, she said, I'm definitely grossed out, she admitted. The mental picture of a gay man having sex with MJ is a little disturbing. After much speculation, we decided it's entirely possible that Reza left his trademark suit on for at least one of the forbidden encounters. I'm just saying. So I guess Lily doesn't like the idea of a gay man having sex with a woman. Although I'm pretty sure it happens all the time.
Fantastic. Well,
that's it for me.
Asa.
Now to Anna.
Asa.
I like this.
In a crazy twist of events, is nominated for, or could be nominated for, an Academy Award. She co-wrote a song with her friend Sunny Levine, who we've seen at one of the dinner parties, for the Rashida Jones movie Celeste and Jessie Forever. The song No Other Plans has landed on the 2012 Oscars shortlist, so
that's good.
Yeah.
I mean, if that, thank you, Phil. If that doesn't sell Diamond Water, I don't know what will. She's like, from the Oscar-winning songwriter, Asa Sultan. Now comes Diamond Water.
And now come predictions.
Excellent.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Yerman, I'm gonna let you start us off this time since I did last time.
Oh, thank you. I was busy again being freaked out by that noise. I never get used to it. Honestly, predictions, I kind of used a lot of the juice on the other prediction about Reza. I don't know that I have a distinct prediction. I do. I do want to say that and this is it's not a prediction. I just want to kind of see what happens with Gigi, because it almost sounds like that people are. I don't think she's in a place to actually want to make things better, and then I don't feel like everyone's going to give her a genuine chance to kind of come back. So I'm just kind of curious as to see what the dynamic of Gigi's relationship to this group dynamic becomes over the course of these next few episodes, because she was in there for maybe 5 minutes, talking to one of the only people, and then she wasn't heard of again for the rest of the episode. Usually they confront, they hate, they talk, but then they all show up at the same party afterwards, and then the bleep hits the fan again, and then we're back to everyone trying to pick up the pieces. But now it's like she had a talk, and then she was nowhere to be found. So I'm just curious as to see how this thing plays out. Not a prediction, but whatever. Here we go.
That was a lot.
Thanks.
Do I?
I hate you. Just tell me to shut up.
And it is difficult to predict like week by week. I can kind of see how things are gonna like play out maybe in the future, but like what's gonna happen next week. I know that we do hit on Gigi's drinking a little bit more. I feel like I think that I'm gonna predict that Lily and MJ are gonna get into a fight, but I think that Lily is actually gonna like try and swing and hit MJ, and I think that will actually change Reza's mind, and it will be that encounter where Lily completely just goes off the edge and attacks MJ physically that will change Reza's mind, and then Reza will be good friends again. And then maybe have sex a third time.
Great. Yeah, similar prediction. I think that Reza and Lily are going to have a falling out just because they're so like, you're the best. No, you're the best. You hang up first. No, you hang up first. You know, you can only fall off a pedestal. So I think that after they make out, they'll break up.
Maybe Reza just won't be able to find Lily a house, and Lily be like, you keep showing me these shacks. I don't like it.
Yeah.
And he'll be like, what? What did you say to me?
Lily never liked Reza all along. She's just wanting to get her swimsuit line out.
Who are you?
Oh, I'm Dua. I'm Dua, and I'm on Twitter. You can follow me at Dua Kaissi, DuaKaissi.
That totally took me a while to get. The coin just dropped. I'm like, oh. I'm so sorry. Wait, were you done?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Sure. Wow.
You can follow me on Twitter, everybody, at Yerman Gur, YERMANGUR.
And I'm Anna Koppel. You can follow me at Koppel for Mayor, KOPPELFORMAYOR. We will be back here next week, Phil, at 8 o'clock.
Was that a question?
That was a question, Phil. Will we be?
Yes.
Yeah, we will be back next Sunday, 8 o'clock.
A strong yes from Phil.
Yes.
Happy holidays, everybody. Happy New Year. Happy holidays. Whatever you celebrate.
Hanukkah,
Happy
Christmas,
everything.
Kwanzaa is what I like to call it.
Happy everything.
All right.
Good night, everybody.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.